Okay, welcome everybody. I'm Philip J. Watt. Today's topic on Dissect Media is going to focus on health. Now, I know that might sound a little dry, but trust me, you're going to walk away with some vital information in terms of breaking down the different layers of yourself to build better coherence, to make yourself into a more holistically healthy being. This approach was so integral for me when I sort of began to wake up as a human in my teenage and early adulthood years. I woke up with depression in a severe state of suffering and despair. Now, I wasn't diagnosed or nor did I have pharmaceutical drugs. I was probably medicating a little bit, but I was in a really bad way. Now I look back on it now and I feel very fortunate for it because I was able to undertake really deep healing on myself, emancipate myself on some really deep levels, as well as be able to teach this to others over the years. So I've worked with many people about this stuff, and I always tell my clients about what I'm going to tell you right now. So let's break it down. Let's not look at health as just physical and mental. Let's go further. I will start with physical though, and some subcategories of physical is diet. Of course, you are what you eat. You need to make sure you're putting proper nutrition in your body, detoxifying your body, all that good stuff. If you're too lazy when it comes to exercise, like many of us, you find it hard to get motivated, then start with stretching. Just move your body. Your body will thank you. You'll feel great after getting a daily or every couple of days regime with stretching. Really good stuff. In terms of exercise, high intensity short bursts are really good, really powerful for heart and lung health. And then of course there's neurology. As a hypnopsychotherapist, what I do is I hack the body brain system by embedding suggestions, which are the desires of the client, so that their basic framework is operating in accordance of what they want. So, for those who don't understand, 100 billion neurons, cerebral brain, 100 million neurons, tummy brain or second brain. That's why people literally have gut instinct. They literally feel it in the heart, in their gut. Heart brain, about 40,000, so much smaller, but a much bigger electromagnetic field. That's why people literally feel heartbroken or they feel good and love in their heart. These are all independent brains. They're independent information processing centers that come to do their own analysis of environmental stimuli, come to their own conclusions, and then unite to give us our full awareness. So, and then plus the whole body brain neurology. So all of that is way more powerful than the little old ego trying to create something. Right? That's why most people who consciously decide to have a New Year's resolution fail miserably. It's because their conscious mind has come to an idea and want set a goal, but the body brain isn't in coherence with that. It's got its own agenda. It's got its own way of thinking, feeling, behaving. So that's where, as a hypnopsychotherapist, I can help their client to hack into that, to embed what they want, and then recreate a more advanced version of themselves in terms of how they think, feel, and behave. Now, you don't need to see a hypnopsychotherapist or hypnotherapist for that. You can do it yourself. It's a bit harder because you got to learn particular meditation techniques or self-hypnosis, which is a form of meditation, mindfulness practices, anything that's focus-based in terms of rearranging the different aspects of your subconscious and your unconscious. So you can do that yourself, but it's much easier if you get somebody to help you out. If you're interested, go to my website, healbyhypnosis.com. Now, the next layer of health, psychological. How are your thoughts arranged? Are they consistent? Are they hypocritical? Are they healthy, functional, productive? Important stuff. You'll figure that out as you go along. Next layer is emotional health. I want to make sure I make this really clear. Emotions and feelings are different things. Emotions are a physical response to environmental stimuli. Feelings are a combination of emotion, philosophy, belief, memory, experience, trauma, all that stuff. They're actually processed in different parts of the cerebral brain. And therefore, what's happening is your emotions are quite natural and they're a reaction to your environment. And then our feelings, the way that we process it with all the other stuff, can help to determine whether or not we switch off the stress response system, if we enhance it, What sort of management do we have of our emotional infrastructure? And so that's why over time you can learn to lessen the emotional reaction to things you don't want that emotional reaction to. That's a training process you can put yourself through. Now, philosophical health, another subcategory, one of the big ones for me. I essentially philosophize my way out of depression using more or less gratefulness as a key concept. Essentially what I did is I built a fuck off philosophical force field, and that's the way I've described it for many years. And essentially philosophy literally means philo, love of, and Sophia, wisdom. So it's love of wisdom. It's the search for knowledge. It's that quest, that thirst, and it's about transmuting knowledge into wise action, essentially. So that's one other layer. Intellectual health is another one. So do you feed your brain, your whole body brain, with new information? Do you advance yourself? Do you explore new things? Do you read on different topics you're not aware of? Do you respect the incoherence or the coherence of your intellectual beliefs and apparatus? Very important stuff. We usually don't think about it like that, but again, breaking these down into subcategories is so important for building that coherence within our entire system. Another layer of our health is relational health. So how do we relate to ourselves? How do we connect with ourselves? This is part of this whole breakdown of categories of health. We also, how do we relate to others, our friends, our families, our strangers, community, just people in general, online? What's your relation with people online? Because there's a lot of toxicity and almost domestic violence online, which is very strange to see. So relational health, another key area. Spiritual health. Now, a lot of people might not really understand that. I like that word, but for me, it is simply honoring my connection with connection. So from a spiritual point of view, I feel that I know that I'm intimately connected with my environment. You can look at it just ecologically. So the bees, the plants, the planet, the solar system, the universe, and beyond. Or you can look at it from a quantum physical point of view, the entanglement of waves and fields and particles on the subatomic level. You look at the interconnection with the whole body-mind system, and you can look at it from a metaphysical point of view as well. But essentially having some honouring of your connection with life, with reality, is just how I interpret spirituality, and I encourage everybody to have a healthy spiritual perspective in their life. Sexual health, another crazy one. Addiction to porn, mostly on the men's side. Control, power, with sex, mostly on the women's side. There's a lot of dysfunctional sexual behavior in our society, and there's a lot of women, for example, like a third of them, a huge amount, who've never had an orgasm. That is unbelievable. I can't even really fathom that with my own mind. So there is a lot of dysfunction when it comes to sexuality. There's a lot of overt sexuality that's sort of a bit unhinged, a bit poorly managed, and then there's a lot of retreat as well. So you got to find a nice balance with that. Creational health. We are literally in creation. We should respect the creative principle. We should be creative. It could be through arts. It could be through all types of arts. It could be just cooking, writing, drawing, painting, gardening, just basically hanging out with different people and having creative conversations. It's always many ways of being creative with your life, with your behavior. Really important to think about. Recreational health is the next one. So look, get yourself out in nature, absorb, get your hands dirty in the soil, really honour some fun in your life. I just always fall back on the metaphysics of it's one big, beautiful, magical, mad game of mystery. And so therefore I try and have as much fun. I'll be playful as I can while still taking it seriously at the same time. One of my deepest philosophies. And the last layer I'll talk about is behavioural health. So for starters, what service are you providing the world? Are you giving back? Because if we're connected to the world by giving service to the world, we're literally giving service to ourselves. But at the same time, are we servicing ourselves properly so that we're radiating that to the world? You got to find a nice balance there between selfishness and selflessness in a sense. But also behavior is just, that's about the whole package. How you think, how you feel, how you behave, how you operate within all these layers. Do you respect it? Do you respect the fact that building a coherence in self is the way to really make an efficient and effective crack at mastering yourself and your journey? Thanks for watching healbyhypnosis.com, and I'll see you next time. Cheers.